Oh, that sandwich tastes so good.
Yes?
Ah, right. I figure I'll play this for a bit longer. And then swap over to something else. It's got to do with village. Got enough spells and we're rested enough, so that should be fine. Probably shouldn't have actually used that fire at the first place. Oh well.
Yes?
Kana, what are you using? Good.
Hmm?
Still pretty pissed that I lost justice though. That sucks. Probably turn off fast mode whilst we're at it. The entrance is somewhere around here. I just bought this game but haven't played it yet. Is it fun? I'd say if you're a big fan of like the Baldur's Gate series, then you'll definitely love this game. If you know what you're doing, you'll definitely love this game. But if you're trying out and you've never played like the Baldur's Gate style games, you're gonna have a bit of problems, and you're gonna have a very steep learning curve. Like I don't fully understand this game yet as well, myself, so I have trouble with it. But it's definitely a really fun game, for sure. Hervias. Chewing on a piece of uncooked meat, a small Olin, dressed in tattered leathers, offers a mumbled greeting and waves his hand. Despite his pleasant smile, the upper right portion of his face is a solid, sorry state, an eye patch stitched on his stylized eyeball. Wraps around his head and his ear is mangled, remnant that twitches and spasms while the other ear perks up at your approach. Next to him is the splayed carcass of a deer that appears ripped open by a barrel wolf.
If this is your deer, you need a new game warden. Name's Heravius. Hungry? I can't eat all this. First catch of the day, help yourself.
I'm sorry, you just piled that all on very quickly. What killed the deer?
One ornery Stelgar. Though looking at the deer's insides, it had a malformed but delicious heart, and would have been dead within the year regardless.
You know a lot about deers then.
Gallowayne chose a fitting end for this fine animal. Pardon me. I shouldn't pray with my mouth full.
Yeah, that's pretty annoying when people do that. What brings you here?
Other than the delicious venison, new trees to document, new animals to sketch, new sights to be seen. I've learned as much as I can from the druids of my circle. I'd rather wander and learn than take root and stagnate. So if you're traveling to Deerwood and need another set of hands, I'd welcome the safety of a group.
Go on.
I'm trained by the celebrants of Hawk and Ivy of the Fisher Crane tribe. I know more than my share of nature magic, and, well, I don't shy away from a good fight.
Oh, we found a druid.
I have business with the druids that live near Twin Elms. So long as we find ourselves there eventually, I'm happy to follow along.
Well, I have a spot where I was trying out a druid, and
Splendid! It'll be an honor to run with a pack for a change.
the question is, can I take her gear off? Well, looks like we're going back to the city again. Jesus, let's go to Deerwood. Let's do that. That's something we can do. That involves actually making some progress rather than backtracking all the time. And then we'll swap out our gear to get this guy off on us. Oh, something's here. The lab construction is completed. Excellent. There's a bunch of reading through it if you've got the time. You've got to be into that. That is definitely true. There's a hell of a lot of reading for yourself. It's essentially like just reading a giant novel with pretty graphics and pictures attached to it. Very little voice acting whatsoever. But the voice acting that is here, very, very good voice acting. Okay, let's see. What should we build? This all takes a day, so I'm pretty keen to get this up and running, although it looks more aesthetic-like than anything, and it's going to add to my prestige, which makes me more vulnerable to being attacked, which probably isn't good. Requires the Bailey. Okay, I suppose we'll look at the Bailey then. Bailey. There we are. Okay, yeah. Increases the area of which we can open things up. Well, you give barracks upgrading to deploy highlights to defend your stronghold during attacks. Yeah, go for it. It's a lot of money, but seems worth it. Yes, Durford. You can hotkey an ability? Huh. That's not bad, but there's so many abilities. The inn is where we need to go first. We're probably going to get attacked along the way. That's okay. Word traveler may require a moment. Alright.
Hello.
God gives you an appraising eye. You've recently come to Durford, I take it. I don't suppose you saw a young elven noblewoman on the road. I'm stuck in this wretched place with the rest of my unit until we find her. I don't remember what she looked like, but I don't think she's a noblewoman and I don't know. I don't think I have. No. Same as everyone else in the Blazing Village, he sighs. Perhaps you could speak to Lord Harold at the inn anyway. You'll be grateful for the assistance, and it could be the locals will open up to you about his daughter's disappearance more than they have to us. Oh, I wasn't expecting to find a missing daughter, but I suppose that's something we could eventually get to. What do you want to talk to me about, boy? You're just a villager? Okay. I need to go to the inn quickly. Sid. Who is Sid?
Welcome.
I was hoping she's going to be a soul reader. Okay. A redhead stands in the fire, turning her lute and plucking its strings. She hums snatches of a melody as she goes. First time on Drak Kugin? Normally I'd have a song ready, but I haven't quite worked it out this tune yet. I'm writing some chants about the founding of this inn. Say, you're interested in the story? I haven't finished the chants, but I could tell you all the same. Alright. Oh, excellent! These rustic fables are always great fun. Let me get out something to write with. Oh, dear gods. It was built in the time of Hadrian's rebellion. An Edian lady, Thino, once had a keep there. One of the towers still stands, but the rest is said to be buried under the village. Anyway, she stuck to the side of the empire, and the contingent of Duke Hadrat's Knights of Crucible helped the farmers and colonists in the area turn her keep to rubble. This inn was the first building that sprang up from the ruin, built with some of the same bricks the colonists had pulled from the Lady Turnit's castle. They say supposedly the quarterstaff of the chief wizard even got lost in the construction, mortared into a wall or nailed under a floorboard. Anyway, the inn is supposed to be a haven and meeting place while the locals built their town. Go on. Dearwoods are the ordinary lot, and more the new neighbours met, the more they argued. They realized they didn't agree on so much beside the ousting of the Lord. The biggest divide was over the Glanfanths and nearby ruins. Hadrit's knights and their supporters wanted to keep the peace. But a group of misfits with more anarchic leanings had formed in the town and wanted to go after the tribes in the same way they'd gone after the Lord. Soon, the villagers were fighting with each other, as much as with the Adians. In the end, memories of the broken stone, war and the War of the Black Trees were fresh enough that the Duke's soldiers won the day. Most of the other villagers came around eventually, but some of the core troublemakers left to join the front lines in the War of Defiance, and others, I've heard, found their way into the Guided Compass. The most forward-looking of the Glanthorn tribes. I don't know if I believe that part myself, but it makes a good story. She points to the east wall. There's a portrait of one of the chief rebel rousers and his rival in the peacekeeping faction. Someone's idea of a joke. I don't think they were particularly amused. Farewell! That was a lot of reading, darling.
I just want to find her. Surely even you can understand that.
We're decent folk, my lord. Perhaps you should leave and check the wilds.
Hail, traveler.
Don't see many travelers these days. Something I can do for you? Oh wait. No, we don't want to do that yet. We want you, my darling, to become absolutely null and void of your equipment. So I suppose we'll give it to you. Okay, so we need to take these away as well. Okay, you got nothing else on you? Fantastic.
Hail and well met.
Let's hire an adventurer. Dismiss, recruit, accept. What happened there? We got teleported. Interesting. Alright, buddy. What have you got on you? A spear. Ah. Guess that'll do. A fine spear. How do I check your stats? There we go. What are you good with? Suppose you haven't really done much in the line of going into anything useful, have you? Might 14, yeah. Pretty average, dude. So you've almost leveled up. Have you leveled up already? Hang on, your first level. Oh crap. Oh, here we go again. Alright, you're definitely a druid, right? Yep, level 2 druid. Okay. Athletics, survival, next. I think we got corrode for the previous one, so might as well go with something different, I suppose. We can burn them. Oh, let's freeze them. That might make them attack slower, which is preferably good. Athletics, go with that for now. Got a whole bunch of stuff unlocked again. One in survival, one to athletics. Actually, no, we need some lore, don't we? We can use scrolls. I'm not going to be a stealther. Hoping that doesn't screw me over. Bonus first level spell or... No, extra freeze was what we went through. Can I go back? I suppose not. Oh well. I wanted to maybe make him... not sure if I want him to be good with spears just yet. Yeah, I guess law's alright. Holy crap, how many times do you want to level up, dude? Well, bonus second level spells, it sounds pretty good to me. Even though I wouldn't mind you being somewhat decent with a weapon. Oh, your endurance is amazing. Bloody oath, yes. What are you wearing? Fine leather armor versus... Oh god, it's plate armor. Yeah, I don't think you'll be wearing plate armor. Maybe breastplate. It's good. Oh wait, duration 8, 10... Oh no, your fine leather armor's pretty decent. Might leave you with it. You've got a Divine Wand. Hello, precious. Lord Pie, what do you have? He's got a rod. 11 to 18 versus 13 to 19. Plus 4 accuracy, plus 15% damage. Suppose you could swap it out with the second one instead. What do you have? A scepter, 10 to 15. 11 to 18, so yeah, you'd be better off with it. You can have the scepter back if you want. You won't be using it. Wear that, wear those boots. Do you want a silly hat? Nope. We can't see your fantastic looking ear. And the fact that another one is missing. Oh, another Woedica hood. Those assassins were the Woedicas. That could be bad. That could not be good at all. Just checking again to see if Justice has decided to turn up for once in his life. But Justice hasn't turned up at all. That's disappointing. Late mail. So you want a fireball, you want that. What's this do? +2 endurance. That could be useful. What's that do? +2 attack speed. Why not? Scrawled note. Associates with Durwood. Oh, this is probably the assassin thing. Written on the scrap of parchment is a concise but detailed description of you, including your name, your distinguishing features, and everyone you're known to have associated with in the brief time in Durwood. Ah. Damn you assassins, and whoever tried to assassinate me. Elder Lion Fang. Nice. Okay, everything's nice and sorted.
Yes?
We had a quest in Durwood, didn't we? In this place. I forgot what it was. Was it one of these? Yeah, here we go. Finally reached Durwood Village. It's a steep little backwater, but there's got to be someone who's familiar with the ruins.
Certainly.
Suppose we could talk to the innkeeper. Actually, you're pretty familiar about stuff. God said, okay, we're doing this. Let's take a deep breath, guys. That was the first major conflict between the original Edian settlers and the Glamfanthans. Happened 3 years into colonization, when some farmers knocked over an Adminra and was part of the Ingwithan ruin. The war didn't last long, but it spread quickly and claimed thousands in the early weeks. Most of the colonists didn't even realize there was a war going on until the Glamfanthan raiders hit their villages. There had been small spontaneous skirmishes between the colonists and the locals before then, but this organization was organized, and it was the start of the decades of violence between the colonists and the Glamfanthans. As you can see, Durwood's full history has been little villages like this. Tell me about the Black Trees. Started back in the colonial days, most 30 after the Broken Stone War, even though isolated conflicts still broke out between the settlers and the Glamfanthans. Both sides had officially agreed to peace. Edgrand Harrod, Mammoth's father, was grief at the time. As part of the peace negotiations, he'd signed treaties prohibiting Edian colonists from looting Ingwithan ruins. However, he'd been able to outlaw the use of captured Glamfanth as slaves. What is Griff? Griff is the governor of a colony and is subservient to the Adrian Empire. The early leaders of the Adrian colony in the Durwood, including Idrang and Hamund Harrod, were Griffs. At the start of the war, Defiance, Adamant Hadred declared himself Duke of an independent Durwood, rather than Griff of the Empire's colony. It was the same term used for leaders of the newly independent Filian Republicans. Anyway, we haven't had a Griff since. Indeed, the taking of the Glamphanthan Slayers continued to be a source of conflict. It came to a head when Imperial agents, aided by certain Earls of the Durwood, began looting the ruins again. See, the Empire had never actually agreed to Hadred's treaties on the matter, and the recent succession of Valiant Republics likely left them eager to weaken Hadred's position. The looting sparked a brutal slave uprising and guerrilla campaign among the Glamfanthans. Endrek Harrit was too old to lead forces into battle, so he sent his son Adminth. Adminth made a costly but effective decision that led to the war that ended the war faster than anyone could have imagined. He burned the forest near the Iron River to keep the Glamphanthan war bands from retreating. Thousands of Glamfanthans died, and Adamant repeated his scorched earth tactics in the following months. He wore down the remainder of their forces. To this day, over 150 years later, there are still sections of Durwood where the trees are nothing but bare, charred trunks. I hope you're all paying attention to that, because there'll be a test on that later. It's worth 20 points. If you win, I'll give your house 20 points. And a piece of chocolate. What is that exchange with the nobleman about? He looks up from polishing his tankard and glowers at the Lord. Folk around here is decent. They mind their own business. You want to stick your nose in it, go and talk to him yourself. That is so nice of you to say, Barkeep. You're such a nice person. I had some questions about Durford. I'm going to stick my nose into things. He runs his rag around the rim of his mug. Ask. Do you know anything about the Ingwithian ruin nearby? What I know is it's best avoided. I don't serve to anchor the Glamfanthans by stomping around their sacred grounds. If you got to satisfy your curiosity, talk to Bedmar. He's in the temple in the northwest. Never mind, let's talk about something else. What rooms do you have? Oh nice, +2 damage resistance against beasts, +6 damage reductions burn. Yeah, I'll go with that one. I was crunching away my Cocoa Pops, couldn't hear a thing, except the crunching. Well, Healthpack, you're in luck, let's go talk to him again. Perhaps another time. Oh, shit. Oh. Honestly, that went straight over my head as well. I just read it and like it was in one ear, out the other. It was quite the history lesson I learnt there, and I couldn't even take it in. All I know is that some of Durwood got burnt a bit because of the wall. And it's a very valid tactic for stopping people from getting, retreating. There you go. That's all I remember. Should probably talk to the Lord, I guess. He's like right there. It'd be folly not to. It probably would be folly to do it as well. The man wears Ada-style robes, simple but elegant. His fine leather shoes look like they were made from padding around indoors, yet they're caked with mud. He yanks on a lock of hair twined around his silk-glowed finger. His fine features are etched with anxiety.
My child is out there. Do they not understand?
Like the gods, we've got someone who's voice acted.
My lord, we're doing everything we can. Unfortunately, these villagers...
Beasts take them all. I don't care how you do it, but find her.
So I'm gonna guess your child's missing?
Yes, Lady Alice. My daughter. I've asked around, but nobody in this mud hole has any concerns beyond their swine. They turn my men away like beggars and seem downright pleased to be of no use. But you're not one of my soldiers. And you look like you're used to getting your hands dirty, if you don't mind my saying so.
This is true. His guard leans in. My lord, Crap. I have to read this now. Herondrod raises his hand to silence the man. If you find her... He nibbles the thumb of the skin of his glove. Ew. Tell her I won't be upset with her. She can come back and all will be well. I just want to make sure Alia's, my child, is safe. Nothing in the world is more important to me. How would we say you're arguing with the innkeeper? Of course, you're arguing about the child, right? Yeah. Oh. Tell me about your daughter.
Alice. Of course.
Describe her. She's a striking young woman, bears more resemblance to her mother than me. She has an auburn hair, delicate, well-bred features. She must be, 28, 29 now? Oh, there you go, within my age range. Tell me about her disappearance. We had stopped in Durford for a few days. On our fourth evening here, I was making plans to continue our journey. Lady Elias was feeling unwell and went to bed. When I retired a couple of hours later, I found that she had vanished. None of my men had seen her go, and no one in the inn knew where she was. Since then, my people have been combing the village, but we have yet to find a clue, and the locals have been no help. Oh, why did you and Elias come to Durford? It was merely a stop along the way to Enya's Rest. However, she took ill shortly after our arrival, so it seemed prudent to allow her a few days to recover. What is Enya's Rest? He frowns as if to protest, but he gives in with a sigh. Lady Elias reached an age where it is prudent for her to marry, given the legacy business. I can't let her fertile years slip by, nor do I want her womb to fester in the presence of so many hollowborn. Holy balls. Let's see, it seems you're more potential suitors in New Hamor. Yeah, let's go with that one. It seems there's more potential suitors in New Hamor and New Hrama. You think I haven't considered that? Arranging a suitable match is difficult. The prospects of my child, blah 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 blah. Okay. Where's the rest of the family? Surely they wouldn't want to miss your daughter's betrothal. Lady Hunrod is ill-suited for travel, I'm afraid, and unfortunately Elias has few other close relatives. My sister and her husband, Elia's aunt and uncle, of course, have been visiting Adia these past months. He rubs his knuckles. And as for siblings, Elias has none. My wife has only given birth to hollowborn since Elia, that is. I see, back to your daughter. Let's get back to my previous questions. Heard you arguing with the innkeeper.
Small-minded man, just like the rest of them around here. I've been paying him an honest fee for board and bed, and yet he can't be bothered to stir himself to concern for my Alice.
There is. This is why I'm hoping you can help. He tugs the lock of his hair again. I should have never trusted these people around my child. Goodbye. Fair enough. I'm a slow reader and English is my second language, so often I don't understand what it's saying. I just have to guess what it means. Luckily I'm not required to read everything. Heck, English is my first language. I don't understand what some of the stuff means as well, so you're doing pretty well. Yeah, there's a lot of made-up words in this game, that's for sure. That's probably why the glossary is gonna be very good for this. Oh, baby, baby. Grieving mother? What the hell is that? Do I want to go talk to a grieving mother, or do I want to go to the temple? Let's go to the temple. Because that's where we can talk about those ruins. I think after this I'm gonna... How long will you stand there? Yes, after this I'll probably take another small break and then probably jump on a different game which doesn't require so much reading. That won't kill my voice as much. How many towns is this game? I've just started playing. I have no idea myself, really. I thought I was quite far into it, but it turns out I'm not really that far at all. Let's have a look. see. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4? Possibly more there. But like, yeah, so you got the Gilded Vale and Durford Village, small villagey towns, and you got this place here, which I don't think it's a town, it's just more of an area, isn't it? Then you got the capital, which is just freaking huge. So much to do there. God, so then you got Cadnua, which is your own little base. Roderick's Hold's not much there either, so that's pretty short. Hey Selby, I think I need to talk to you. Okay.
Out with you! I already told you what... I'm sorry. I thought you were one of those ruffians.
I'm not, so thanks. Poor fellow, looks painful. Kinda frowns, his brows knitting. It's a sorry deed striking a priest. What?
How may I help you?
Someone smacked someone? Okay. What happened to you?
I never saw their faces. Strange hooded men asking about those ruins.
Oh, it's about to come.
Cleoban Relag. Most of the brigands who come through here asking about the ruins are looking for a few ancient trinkets. But these people knew the name, and they were in a hurry. They wanted to know where Cleoban Relag was. I tried to keep it from them, but I couldn't hold out forever. I don't know what they were up to, but it can't be good.
Ella frowns at you, looks at you frowning. That does sound like lead and key, doesn't it? The old priest nods politely. Is there something else I can help you with? Well, let's ask about the daughter, I guess. I'm afraid not. Lord Harron's men already asked me, and that was first I'd seen in this party. He holds out his hand to his heart. Wherever she is, in this life or another, I hope she takes comfort with her soul's and breath. Can you tell me where to find the ruins?
The Glanfathan tribe that guards the ruins will kill anyone who trespasses there. And they'll retaliate against us, too, if history is any indication. We've had too many fortune seekers stir up trouble of late. If I'm to tell you, I'll need to know your reason for wanting to go.
Something about a mystery vision. Harivas folds his arms and stares at you with one eye and a scowl. So this is where I say, go into the ruins and I'll kill you. And that's when you say, Harivas, I'm a watcher. And you're no match for all of us, and we've got a good reason for this. And then I give up trying to argue with you and leave you to dig your own trespasser's grave. And I'm only being half metaphoric. Sometimes make Druidians dig your own graves before we kill you. When the kids hear about it, it's fabulous tournament. Okay. I'm sorry I managed to somehow annoy you, dude. You just joined my party. I kind of don't like you now, but you seem okay with this whole entire to and fro. Yeah, dangerous plot is unfolding there. I've got to stop it.
If that's the case, then we may already have trouble headed our way. I'll have to take you at your word. You'll find Cleoban Relag here. Whatever trouble you find there, please end it quietly, and try to stay out of the ruins.
Farewell. Travel to Cleoban Relag. Let's check our map. Hey, there it is. Cleoban Relag. We found it. Yeah, great game, but it's quite hard to stream unless the audience is paying close attention to the dialogues. That is true. It seems... It's a... From what I remember of Baldur's...
So, Allah, have you ever woken up to find your other half used your body during the night?
I don't think I understand you. And I'm not sure I want to.
Well, I've found that if I go to sleep hungry enough, I wake up covered in blood and delightfully full.
Okay. Yeah, he may entertain himself in that way if he wants to. Anyway, from what I remember in Baldur's Gate, there's definitely a lot less reading than in this one. This one has a lot of story to it, a lot of lore. It's definitely centered around a certain small percentage of the area, at least. It pretty much just rehashes the Great War every time, but just in a different way, I find. At least that's my understanding of it. What little understanding there is. Oh, but yeah, there's a lot of reading and very little combat when there is combat, which is probably why not many people stream this. I'm enjoying it though. It's good fun. But on that note though, I am pretty tired from streaming and reading this all, so I'm gonna have another quick break and then I'm probably gonna swap over to a different game. Yeah, probably gonna swap over to either Dragon's Dogma, haven't really played that yet, or to a horror, I think it's called Hector. Have a look at them and decide.